Bravado Talk.
Whoa. That was creepy. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another scary and frightening episode of Bravado Talk.
This is Anthony.
And I am Eddie.
How are you, Eddie?
I am doing
I feel
spectacular.
like I'm yelling to the mic.
You maybe are. Probably gonna blow our listeners' eardrums, Anthony.
Oh, well.
Anyways, this is gonna be episode number 16.
Yes, sir. I feel like some of you out there have, you guys have reached out to us and you guys have told us that you like the
murder cases,
all those things,
and the mythical leyendas,
something,
legends.
So we kind of just wanted to keep going with doing our own research and finding out interesting stories or different locations that are scary or whatever, things like that. So that's what we're gonna do today.
Exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and start, Anthony. So this is gonna be number 1.
Okay.
Always number 1.
Okay. Anyways, go ahead. Just say it.
So anyways, this is the real Entity House. And for most people that are familiar with the movie Entity that was released back in the days in like the 80s, this is actually based on a true story, Anthony.
The Entity House?
The Entity House. So we're going to go ahead and take a little trip to Culver City, California. So this is this house does exist. It exists now, presently. I'm going to go ahead and talk about, testimonies and stuff like that after I go ahead and explain it. But the haunting in Culver City, California. So pretty much in 1974, a pretty divorced mother and her 4 children named Doris Bether moved her family into a small West Los Angeles home, having 1 younger girl and 3 older boys. Space was small, but the Bethers made the best use of what they had.
Mm-hmm.
So, pretty much a little bit of backstory on the divorced mother, Miss Doris.
Doris, like Doris?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Doris Bether. She had a long history of abusive relationships. Kind of dating, her dating ways, and so she had her own battle with substance abuse addiction. She got away with that, and she got away from her abusive relationships. So she went to, like I mentioned, she went to Culver City, California, where she moved, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mentioned that she had like mental issues. So in this certain evening, in August, like 1974, not specific date.
Mm-hmm.
But she had a scary experience happening to her. So it was said that at some point during, while everyone was asleep, she had her own room. So it said that at some point during the night, Bether was asleep and was awakened only to be raped by what it appeared by 3 spirits.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So, you know how I mentioned she had her drug abuse and all that stuff.
Oh,
I'll go ahead and explain it later. But yeah. So
she was drugged.
She was asleep and awake only to be raped by what only appeared by 3 spirits. Okay? She would recall 2 of them holding her down while the 3rd one assaulted her. Then later on, Bether did her own investigation, Ms. Doris. And it said here that in my notes that she was visiting a bookstore near the UCLA campus when she overheard a lecture taking place about paranormal activity.
Mm-hmm.
Those professors were Barry Taff and Carrie Gaynor.
Wait, are those the people from the Conjuring?
No.
Do you know who I'm talking about, though?
Yes.
Okay.
So, anyways,
never mind.
To be honest, I haven't even seen The Conjuring, but you're getting me off task. Anyways, Barry Taff and Carrie Gaynor. So they're pretty much they're working in the lab kind of after, because Bether went to them.
Mm-hmm.
So while being interviewed, Bether, she remembered that like then and there while being interviewed, Bether she kind of recalled stuff that happened to her, and she heard like spirits banging on walls, flickering in lights, and even moving around the house.
And she told them that. She told this to the people.
Yeah, the people while she was being interviewed. And keep in mind, she was telling them this all happened with a full house.
Oh, with like the kids
with
and everything,
her,
or
with
what?
her 4 children and her, and it was also said that she had been she had episodes, and then they kind of told her that it could have been sleep paralysis, but no one knows, and so, she just remembers being kind of like attacked, raped, molested by spirits.
Is there a word for that where you interact with paranormal things? And anyways, yeah, right. Yeah, she told them that. Does it say anything about her kids seeing anything, or?
Well, I mean, it just says that it's just kind of her witnessing it, but she would hear like phantom noises, like loud voices and banging on the walls, and she says she even witnessed Bether being thrown like a rag doll.
Who witnessed this?
Doris.
Herself.
Doris.
Herself.
Yes.
So she herself witnessed herself being thrown.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So, she kept on telling these professors that, her cabinet doors were being flung open and, like, she was being heard, and, like, some pots and pans would often hit the floor, like, violently, without explanation and stuff like that. And so...
Entity haunting?
Yeah, so then Taff and Gaynor wasted, they didn't waste time. And so they went into her house with her permission, taking photos of every room of the house. And when the photos were developed, they noticed like slight white orbs appearing in like the photos.
Oh.
And sheets of white fuzz had also appeared in some of photos as well. And pretty much after their investigation was wrapped up, Taff and Gaynor believed that the whole base of the action was to kind of remove Doris from that house. So soon after, Taff and Gaynor did their photo thing, they began to see like a major difference in the photos. So there was like no white sheets or orbs. They didn't appear in the photos. So it was apparent that the paranormal presence had no longer been in sight.
Okay.
And so the investigation of the home of Doris's apparent attack had taken 10 weeks before a conclusion that had been revealed that Doris had described many presents that she had encounters, including one in particular that she would only describe as humanoid, that was later on known as the entity. So pretty much they did this investigation, and the professors were just like, they thought that she was lying, but she wasn't lying. It was more of I did mention that she was kind of
a drug addict, no?
Yeah, so she had like mental state problems, and they thought that she had sleep paralysis, and so it just turned out that it was an actual humanoid, and it was known as the entity. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and fast forward to present time. Well, before I can even talk about the now, so this is gonna be post investigation.
Okay.
So during like the whole showdown of the professors doing their magic, one of the cameras managed to capture the image of a bright white orb before it failed, and never took any more images. So the camera kind of went rippo. Okay. So Doris and her family had left their home in California and relocated to Texas, while managing to keep in touch with the investigators, the paranormal investigators. However, Doris left for what might have been her new life in place of the haunting seemed to be continued at some point. Doris and her family had disappeared to be an undisclosed location. She had never come forward regarding her stories around the time of both the release of the book and the film based on her paranormal experiences. Rumor had it she may have been pregnant with a child that may have been fathered by the entity.
What?
In 1995. And then Doris Bether passed away from an apparent pulmonary arrest.
Wait, she died during the...
Well, she just passed away later on. Oh. But she gave birth to what is to be fathered by the entity.
Why? Because she just got pregnant, or does the kid have some demon?
Just, I mean, It just doesn't say anymore.
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? Like the American Horror Stories.
Which one?
The first season. So the first season, what is it about? Shit. Oh, it's about the family that moves into the new house. Yeah, it sounds like it. Maybe they got it from that. Or at least part of it. So they move into a new house. There's ghosts in there. And so the main plot was like that whoever dies there in that house, it's trapped to the house. Like they can no longer leave the house. Like their spirit stays in there.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point, one of the characters, which is a ghost, and it's kind of like the evil ghost, he rapes the main character, and actually gets her pregnant. And so when towards the end, she gives birth to the baby, and the baby's like evil, like kills people and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they might have gotten that from.
Well,
that.
I mean, this story is just. Dude, they made a movie about it. They made a book about it, and they were just trying to get her input, but she wasn't trying to deal with all that mess.
When the movie come out again?
It came out like
something?
in the 80s, yeah.
Oh.
And then it was the book first, and then it was the movie.
Would you watch it?
Many people, sure, yeah. Your
What?
fucking dreams. So, anyways,
The 80s movie. That's scary, huh?
Yeah.
They had like the old technology back then, make it more. I don't know, make it more realistic than CGI. But yeah, dude.
So pretty much. I'm sorry to cut you,
You son.
so I read this section, and this is kind of testimonies, and so someone wrote a blog, and it says here, is the house? So the question was, is the house worth visiting? So as it would appear, the home is still standing and may be occupied by residents to this day.
What?
False, because I actually checked, and it's actually closed.
They closed the house.
Yeah, you can't go inside the house.
But it's still there.
But it's still there. In
Why?
Culver City. Hold on. Unfortunately, with the spiritual entity seemingly sticking with Doris Bether, it might not even be haunted to this day. But do not despair, though. It would be nice to snap a couple of photos as you pass by the home on your way to some of the other haunted places that are scattered about the city of Los Angeles. But if you end up in the neighborhood of Culver City, it never hurts to see the house before your eyes.
Bravado Talk Team, we're gonna go. We gotta go drive by and take pictures of it. Maybe we can find something.
Nah, I'm good.
Why not? It'll be interesting. We could take someone with us.
Bravado Talk is not liable for any.
Yes. Yeah. Gotta put that before anything.
Mm-hmm.
What was I gonna ask you?
Shoot away with the questions, Anthony.
So okay, so from here, how far is it? Do you know? Have you been there? Have you been around that city?
Culver City?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
where
it's not that bad. It's by the Getty Museum. It's kind of by UCLA, honestly.
Right, because that's where she.
Oh wait, didn't
that's
your
where
girl
she
go to
went.
UCLA?
Oh no. Yeah.
No,
dude,
the house is
we
like
should-
probably like 20, 25 minutes.
from here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We'll see.
Probably take some lucky listeners out there.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, there's testimonies about this too, Anthony, that people think that when they pass by when they pass by like the actual house, they get like this vibe.
I mean, yeah. Like, I could just imagine everybody knows about the story. I feel creepy just thinking about it. That's 30 minutes away from us.
So since
So
this whole
close.
COVID thing, listeners, y'all can make a trip to Culver City and check out the Entity House
Yeah,
if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
Ooh, creepy, spooky.
Yeah, dude. But I feel like, what are the chances that it could have been sleep paralysis? Because have you had sleep paralysis? That shit feels real.
Have you?
Yes.
Can you elaborate more on it?
So do you know what it is?
I know what it is. I haven't experienced it.
Okay. So haven't I said it here? Oh god, dude. So the first time I heard about it was in high school. My friend, I was studying with him for math, and Chris, if you're hearing this, shout out to you. I can't remember why he brought it up, but he was like, dude, man, I get sleep paralysis all the time. And I was like, dude, what is that? And he would tell me that he would be stuck to his bed, and there would be like a shadow like in front of him, and he couldn't move, and he would be yelling, but he couldn't do anything. And I was like, dude, what the hell? That's weird. Well, fast forward to maybe 3 years ago. I was sleeping, and I was dreaming. I was dreaming that for some reason I was in this cave, and I'm driving, and it's super. You know how it's like dark, where it's dark but not pitch black.
Yeah,
but you can still see.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
like that. I was like driving in a car, in my car in a cave, and then for some reason, I turned off the car, I turned off the lights, and then some like two hands from my side of the car, they reach for me, and they grab me and they pull me out of the car, and I'm obviously like yelling and everything, right? And
are you doing your typical yell?
I'm like, ah. Yeah, I was like that.
Sorry.
And then it pulled me out of my car, and then I woke up, right? I woke up in my bed, and I'm looking at the room. I'm looking everywhere. I'm like, okay, that was just a dream, right? Dude. Okay, well, before that, the hands that grabbed me, they look all devilish. Like, you know, like the pointy black hands, kind of like that. Like when you see in cartoons. Like with if you see like a evil...
I'm just imagining it. By
Yeah. That's what the hands look like, right? So then I wake up, I'm looking at the room. You know, I'm like, okay, it's just a dream. And dude, I kid you not, I see the same hands coming out of both sides of me, and they start grabbing my chest, like holding me tight. And I started going like I started doing
Holy
that.
Fuck. Were you awake already, or were you?
Okay,
still
so
asleep?
that's the thing. So I was like that, and then I woke up again. It's like I was in a dream within a dream, and then I woke up.
Shit.
I woke up again, and dude, I kid you not, I looked everywhere, like making sure that the hands were not there. I thought it was my brother who was like playing a prank on me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I checked my watch, and it was like 1 a.m. But man, dude, I was freaking terrified, and I didn't know what it was at first until I told my coworkers, because I was still working in Anaheim. I was like, dude, this happened to me, and they were like, oh, that sounds like sleep paralysis. I was like, man, that shit was crazy.
But did you see a shadow, or?
I saw the shadow, like the hands, the black hands.
But you didn't see like a face.
No,
or...
that's all I saw. Just two random ass like two devilish hands holding my chest.
Did you go back to sleep after that?
I mean, yeah, I went to sleep, but
You didn't take time?
I mean, I took time. Yeah, I guess I took time to process what happened.
Did you tell anyone in your family like right away?
I told everybody.
You woke up everyone?
No.
Just the
next day. The next day.
Oh,
Especially my
shit.
mom. I told my mom because I was like, Mom, like this happened to me. And you know how she is. Like, well, you don't know how she is, but she's very like religious, and she right away was like, no, like, you know, you need to sleep early. Like, those are just the devils. Like, make sure you pray and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, like, yeah, from now on I will. But then I think my dad was the one who told me, because I told him too. I was like, hey, Dad, like this happened to me. And he was like, oh, like, you need to stop eating before you go to sleep, because that's what happens, or some shit like that.
Oh, shit.
So I was like, all right.
So
But,
don't eat.
Don't eat, I guess, yeah. But, dude, that was a crazy experience.
Fuck, I'm getting the chills, dude. I don't know why.
So maybe that's what happened to her. Maybe that's why it felt so vivid, because, dude, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, she
it feels
explained that it
real.
was something different. It was a humanoid, but yeah.
It feels
I get
real,
you,
like,
yeah.
real, like, super real. It's so weird. But, yeah, man, I couldn't, like, I was trying to get up, but I couldn't because of the hands. And then I couldn't yell. It was, just, I don't know.
Yeah,
that's the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me.
Like, that's crazy, because I'm going to add you to the list, but, like, mostly, like, family, relative, and friends that I know, they do have sleep paralysis.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm kind of those, I'll be honest, I'm kind of one of those people that I am religious, and I kind of do the sign of the cross, and I say my prayers before I go to sleep.
Yeah.
But that's because that's the way I was raised since I was a kid till
Right.
now,
Hey.
that I have to... That I do that. I don't have to do that, but I do that because it's like muscle memory to me, you know.
It seems like it works. It hasn't happened to you. So
I mean,
knock on
yeah.
wood.
I mean, it's happened to my sister, and she had like a creepy experience. She thought I was pressing her down, but she says that you feel like you can't breathe, and like you try to scream but you can't scream.
Yeah, dude, it's so weird. It's
And so the
creepiest
only thing to do is, like, she said that she prayed her way out, and she was saying Our Father and Hail Mary.
I can't remember. I looked it up online, like the reason why you get it, and it's something. It has something to do with. I guess the scientific explanation is like that your body goes into this stage in which it's trying to do something, but your brain is like detached from your body. So like you're in your brain, you're like thinking, okay, I want to do, like your brain's like, I want to do this, but then because it's detached, you can't do it. So then you end up getting like paralyzed. But they still, I don't know, I can't remember what, but they were saying that they're still not sure why there's like demonic shit that happens to you when that's going on. I feel like it's because your brain, because it's in that stage of like, oh, I can't move, it starts coming up with these ridiculous like things. Like your brain is getting full of like, it's just getting that rush and thinking, oh shit, like, is this happening to me? And it starts making up like shit on your brain. Like that's the scientific thing about it, like that's a scientific explanation. But I don't know.
Yeah, if any of our listeners have any stories about sleep paralysis, just go ahead and shoot us a DM. We always read our DMs, so.
Yes, sir. Or comment section on YouTube.
Or comment section, yeah. We're always on that.
Yeah.
So anyways, Anthony.
Anyways, we're going to go to the second, like our second location.
And we're going to head down south, correct?
Yes, sir. Because this is going to be, this location is in Mexico. And it's called La Isla de las Muñecas. And, well, first of all, Eddie, are you scared of dolls?
Yeah.
Yes.
I am.
So for me, like when I was a kid, like Chucky freaked the fuck out of me. Like I was so scared. I was so scared of Chucky.
Everybody.
Dude, there was a kid who had like a Chucky doll, and I was like, oh fuck no, like dude, I tried to get away from him because that was just the scariest thing ever.
I can't remember, but I think they released a film back in the days, and I think it was like the first scary movie that I happened to flip on the channel. But it was about this boy that had like a clown doll.
Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think.
And at the end of the movie, the fucking like the toy clown just kills the mom. And so I think like his parents are divorced, and he gets like a one-way ticket to his dad's house. But like at the end of the movie, in the plane scene, he has the clown sitting on him, and you just see the clown fucking blink, and I was just like, fuck. But that didn't help when they fucking when I think my dad gifted me a
one of those creepy dolls or what?
Yeah, it was like a puppet clown, but with like the pinstripe suit and like the face was just awkward, bro. I kid you not, I cannot sleep. But yeah, just like dolls in general. Yeah, man.
Have you seen Annabelle?
I haven't.
That's a scary movie. I think that it was pretty scary.
We'll take your word on that.
Because it's got the creepy doll and everything. It's walking around and shit. Anyways, so the La Isla de las Muñecas. So that's in English. It translates to the island of dolls.
Okay.
So it is located in the canals of Xochimilco, Mexico. For those people that don't know where Xochimilco is, it's south of the center of Mexico City. And fun fact, it's actually close to El Estadio Azteca. El Estadio Azteca is the home of El América and El Cruz Azul, and the Mexican national team, the for soccer, obviously. And it is located in these canals, and in the canals there's this thing called chinampa. So. What chinampa translates to, it's floating gardens. And these chinampas, they're like these Mesoamerican agriculture techniques that uses like little pads of land, like little islands of crops surrounded by water. So pretty much like what they would do is like they would surround these little patches of land with water. So then they would put crops in there, and then the water, the plants or the crops would absorb that water, right? So it made it easier, you know. They didn't have to like water them or anything like that. The plants would just grab that water from them. Anyways, so in 1950, this man known as, or his name was Don Julian Santana Valera, he owned the island, and he started getting freaked out. Well, first of all, there's a legend in that area that this little girl, she drowned in those canals, right? So then by 1950, Don Julian, he started hanging dolls all over the trees because he started getting spooked by the spirit of the little girl. Yeah. Right? So the little girl, she would yell out like, apparently according to him, she would yell out like, what is it? She said... she would scream out, I want my doll. So Don Julian, he obviously he was like fucking terrified about it, and because she wanted her doll. Well, he would often find like dolls in the trash can or like in the canals or whatever, and just start hanging them in the trees, in order to like either, it says here scare, but it's more like to appease the ghost, so that the ghost like feels like she found her doll and would leave him alone, right? So this guy, this is 1950s, right? He hung dolls for 50 years.
For 70 years.
No, for 50 years.
Oh, for 50. Okay.
For 50 years. For 50 years, since 1950, all he was doing was just hanging dolls, because the little girl would freak him out all the time. And here's where the spooky part comes. So, in 2001, he was found dead. He was found dead in the canals. And the scary thing is that he died near the location of the little girl, where the little girl had drowned.
What the No way.
Yep. And his body was found.
Did it mention how he died, or he drowned?
No, I think he just died of old age. I mean, he was already old by the time, by 1950. And yeah, I think it was just on. Well, first of all, I think they just ruled it out as like just natural causes, but like it could have been the girl.
I mean, yeah, like
could have been the girl, right?
Like like the case about the hotel
with Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa Lamb.
Lisa Lamb.
Yeah,
yeah, where they think like, oh, she drowned, but like maybe the evil monster killed her and made her drown.
That's what I'm telling you. It could be. I don't know.
Well, the freaky part is that he died near near where she died. So yeah, maybe, I don't know. And well, that's where the whole story ends. And right now, if you want to go to this island, the only way to get there is through trajineras. Do you know what a trajinera is?
I don't.
You don't, right?
Elaborate.
So a trajinera. Have you seen? Oh man, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, have you seen those boats where people can get in them and they often like do parties in them, all this stuff? Like lakes?
Okay.
Those ones.
Okay. Yeah.
They're like the Mexican version of like, well, of
party
any boat.
boats.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and yeah. So the only way to get to that island is through those boats. And well, first of all, the island is accessible, so you can enter that island at your own, your own will or whatever.
At your own risk,
At your own risk. And but here's the thing, a lot of people don't want to go there because obviously, like, it's scary. Like you find a bunch of like dolls just hanging there or just being placed there. And then apparently many that have gone there, they say that it's spooky, like that you get the chills. It's pretty scary. It's pretty scary place to go to. And they have also said that the dolls whisper to them.
To the guests.
To the people that go in there. I don't know exactly what they're whispering at them.
Ooh.
But yeah.
Chili Willies.
Now, we live close to Mexico City. Where we're living. My family's from Mexico City.
Okay.
So, let's go. Bravado Talk Team. We're going.
Dude, we got to take one thing at a time, man. I'll probably steer the ship and I'll wait for you.
I was going to say, I would just go to the location where they pick you up and just look at it from afar.
And
get a telescope.
No. And social distance yourself.
Oh, yeah. From those freaking dolls. I would just get a telescope and look through it. Just be like, oh, yeah, nice.
Easy, Jack Sparrow.
You're stupid.
So is there anything more you want to add to your story?
No, I think that's about it, honestly. If you want to know more about this, like, BuzzFeed has done an actual report on it. So if you want to know more, want to see the actual dolls that are present in that location, you should go check it out. It's pretty interesting. I've seen some of the things, and dude, it's just a bunch of honestly like dirty dolls, like just super creepy. It's really weird. Man, could you imagine what the hell was going on over like in this man's head? Like, why didn't he just leave?
Maybe
You
it's
know?
just one of those things where you're meant to be there. Well, I only asked if you were done because I actually have some questions that I wanted to ask you since you did your research on this place.
All right, go for it.
So, Don Julian, right?
Yes,
We're
sir.
gonna go back to Don Julian. So he purchased this island,
It says here he owned it, so I'm assuming yes.
or did it come from like family descent?
No, well, I don't know. I don't know if he purchased it. I don't know if he did, if it was inherited, but he owned it. He owned it for sure. So that's why he didn't want to leave, because I mean he didn't want to give it up. I mean it's the 1950s, so he has to grow crops, down there. And
Okay, so that piece of land was known for like growing crops, his crops.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it had to be his crops. Yeah,
Yeah, because I know
he owned it, yeah.
Typically,
it's like a farm.
yeah.
Yeah, like
So
that.
so that's the way he used. He just
Yeah,
grew it in the water, and it would kind of like self-absorb and feed the
the chinampas or whatever.
yeah, and it would okay.
Mm-hmm.
So where was this when the girl passed away? Was that like hidden? Like what timeline does it say, or does it explain where? Like were they on a field trip there? Like
Oh no, it's just a legend.
it's a legend.
Yeah, it's just been said to, like they're just saying that a girl died in there, like she drowned.
Okay,
It doesn't really specify like
like an exact date?
why. No, yeah. Let me see. No, yeah, it doesn't really. I mean, again, if you want to do like people want to do more research or anything, you because what I'm looking at doesn't really. It's just kind of giving more of a summary. From my understanding, that was just like the legend. Like I'm assuming people asked him, like, why is he doing this, and then maybe he just came up with that story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it's just a legend, from my understanding. Yeah. Like La Llorona, like
Yeah,
kinda like that.
Well, I mean, La Llorona has a backstory, but
Right.
it's
The backstory is
I
that-
mean, but yet again, it's not sure that it actually. Did.
Right, exactly. The backstory is this little girl was just there and she drowned. Was she there for a field trip? I don't know.
So you also mentioned that you can visit this land, correct?
Yeah, you can. At your
So
own
is
risk.
does it have like a gate? Is it locked? Is it?
I don't think so. It's just an island, bro.
Well, who watches over it? That's my question.
Well, it's
I
an
guess.
island. So, and it's a area where it's surrounded by water. So the only way to access it is to get on a boat and go there. They can't actually like close it down, because like how could you close down an island?
I mean, if they really wanted to, the government can. I mean, that's just a theory, though.
No, it's accessible.
And
It's
the
surrounded by water, though.
dolls are still tied up
Yes.
to this day, and
Yeah.
that specific tree are just all over the island.
There's no specific trees all over the island.
Oh shit!
The entire island is full of dolls. 50 years, bro. Think about it this way. 50 years. So everywhere you look, there's going to be a doll. But yeah, dude, you can access it for sure. But again, it's not like you can just go over there and like try to sneak in. Like you have to actually like talk to people and have them like row you there. I don't know how the boats work, but the trijineras. But yeah, that's what I'm telling you, bro. We should go there, figure it out. We could come back for an update next year.
I'm okay. I'm good.
Okay. All right, man. But that's about it for the Isla de las Muñecas. Anyways, that marks the end of this episode. Eddie, what's next?
You already know what time it is. It's gonna be shout out corner, yes sir. So, do you already have it pulled on your end? You already have it pulled on your end?
Give me 1 second.
Sound like a monkey. You are a monkey.
Okay.
So, anyways, this first shout out
yeah.
is gonna be from @Jarrell Cuautle, and he says shout out to Eddie, Amado, and Caro, my favorite old heads.
Hey.
Is that a?
Thank you, sir. Wait, what? The old heads?
Yeah.
Are you offended?
Is that a?
No, I'm okay with it.
All right, we're okay with
You're
it.
offended?
Huh?
Are you offended?
No,
All
sir.
right. Next, we got Too Cozy Daniel. Here we go. Another shout out to himself.
Hey, that's good.
You know what? He honestly, dude, he had something with this guy.
DP, I love you.
He just loves himself, bro, which is it's fine. Self-love, honestly.
Self-love, yes,
Yeah.
sir. And then we got, who do you got, Anthony?
I got Kev. How do you say Quokka?
Kev Kwake?
Okay. He's giving a shout out to himself. Nice, another one, dude.
Okay.
Self love.
Oh, okay. It's Kev Kwak A.
I don't know why.
Well, his last name is Kwak.
What's the A for?
I don't know. And then we also have at Princess_Kim, and she says, "Shout out to Eddie's Party Bus Gang."
Hey,
that was a pretty fun day.
Yes,
Shout
sir.
out to everybody who made it. It was pretty fun.
Yes, sir.
Sponsored in part by Bravado Podcast.
That's right.
Who do you have, Anthony?
What do you mean?
Who's the last one?
And then lastly, we got the known A1, Alexis Gomez.
What does he want now?
He's gonna give a shout out to Sweet Bees. Again, he says, shout out to his cookies because they're really, really good.
Sweet Bees, at this point, I think Sweet Bees
We need to collaborate with them.
Needs to collab with Bravado Talk. Anyways, Anthony, where can they find this nice podcast?
Well, you can find us at Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And if you have a YouTube account, please like, follow, subscribe. It helps with the algorithm, please. Thank you very much.
And then where can they find us at in social media? Where can they send us a fire DM?
You can send us a fire DM at Bravado Talk. That's going to be on Instagram and Twitter.
Alrighty. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
See ya.